So starting tomorrow, the only news outlet allowed inside of the Pentagon to cover the DoD is OAN, One American News, which is pretty right-leaning, to say the least. The DoD, or Secretary Hegseth, put out this new list of requirements for the press, and every organization said, dude, that's ridiculous. Newsmax said, get out of here. We're not doing that. Washington Post, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Axios, Associated Press, everybody except OAN. Now, what these restrictions were, and the reason they're being pushed back on so strongly, is the DoD just kind of rattled off some stuff that doesn't exist. The most important being that they would view any non-authorized material that is reported on as a criminal act. Like, every single piece of information coming through DoD has to be classified or unclassified, doesn't matter, has to be cleared through the DoD press office before a reporter can even talk about it, which is, of course, not exactly how we do, the freedom of speech, freedom of press here in the United States. Now, in Secretary Hegseth's words, he put out a statement saying this is the new credentialing process for dummies. Press will no longer roam free. Press must wear visible badges, and credentialed press no longer are permitted to solicit criminal acts. Now, the Pentagon Press Association put out a statement in response to this, said, let's be clear about the facts. Pentagon reporters have always worn badges and continue to do so to this day. Pentagon reporters have always been restricted to unclassified spaces only. The idea that reporters have been prowling in offices where they are not allowed is simply preposterous. They said every political administration going back to the 1950s, including the first Trump administration, has allowed this same level of access. Now, in terms of what this means going forward, NPR put out a statement saying, quote, with no reporters able to ask questions, it seems the Pentagon leadership will continue to rely on slick social media posts, carefully orchestrated short videos, and interviews with partisan commentators and podcasters. Now, what's interesting here is you might say, well, they just can't be there, but clearly there's going to be opportunities to engage with the Pentagon and ask questions during these pressing times, right? Wrong. They're not doing press conferences at all. Like, they're not making themselves available. The Military Reporters and Editors Association put out a statement saying, quote, Secretary Hegseth has not briefed Pentagon reporters in nearly 4 months, and Press Secretary Kingsley Wilson has not conducted a briefing in 2 months. The Defense Department has avoided questions from the press, all while U.S. troops are operating around the globe. The Pentagon has conducted legally questionable military strikes that have killed people in international waters, and the administration has deployed troops to American cities. The lack of access to this Pentagon is unprecedented. Like, we've seen nothing like this at all. And I want to be clear, this is not the case with other departments inside the United States right now. There is a ton of access inside of the White House, inside of the State Department, inside of DOJ. All of these others are doing the same, if not more, access to the press. DOD, it's on lockdown. And again, starting tomorrow, the only outlet you're going to hear from, OAN.